All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to take a journey deep inside ourselves to explore the busiest, most vital network you can possibly imagine, the body's incredible highway.
I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about it? Right now, as you're just sitting here listening, there's this massive, nonstop delivery service operating inside of you. It's making sure every single one of your cells gets exactly what it needs to survive. So, how does it all work?
Well, the answer is something called the cardiovascular system. And honestly, the best way to wrap your head around it is to picture a huge, intricate superhighway system, complete with roads, traffic, precious cargo, and a central power station that is running 24/7. And just to give you a sense of the sheer scale we're talking about, check out this number, 5 liters. That's how much blood your heart is pumping every single minute. And that's even when you're at rest. It's just a constant, powerful flow, keeping everything online. So this entire highway system is really built on 3 main components. First, you've got the heart. That's our tireless pump. Then you have the blood vessels. Those are all the roads. And finally, you have the blood itself, which is the precious cargo, carrying all that life-sustaining oxygen and nutrients. So let's start with the engine of this entire operation. We're talking about the hardest working organ in your body, an absolute powerhouse that literally never, ever gets to take a break. And what's truly amazing is its size. For all of its incredible nonstop power, the heart is only about the size of your own closed fist. Just think about that. This small, muscular organ is the little engine that could, driving this entire massive system. Now, the heart doesn't just pump blood out randomly. It's actually managing 2 very distinct, highly efficient circulatory loops. You can think of them as 2 essential road trips that are happening at the exact same time. Okay, so on one side, you've got pulmonary circulation. This is basically a quick trip from the heart to the lungs and right back again. It's one and only mission: drop off waste like carbon dioxide and pick up a fresh tank of oxygen. Then, on the other side, you have systemic circulation. This is the long-haul journey, taking that fresh, oxygen-rich blood from the heart out to every other part of your body to deliver the goods. So let's follow a single drop of blood as it starts its journey. The first leg of the trip is on the arterial freeway. This is a high-speed, high-pressure route leading away from the heart. And arteries are the vessels built specifically for this. Their job is pretty straightforward: carry blood away from the heart. But because they're taking the full force of that powerful pump, they have to be incredibly tough. Their design is just such an elegant solution to a major engineering problem. The problem is the immense pulsing pressure that comes with each and every heartbeat. The solution? Arteries had these thick, muscular, and super elastic walls. They literally stretch and recoil with every single pulse, which helps smooth out the flow, like a perfectly designed shock absorber. It's brilliant. Now, the source material lists tons of artery names, and it can look pretty intimidating. But there's a really cool logic to it all. Just think of the names like street signs. For example, the subclavian artery gets its name because it runs sub or under the clavicle, which is your collarbone. So the names just tell you where they are or where they're going. Okay, so after cruising down that main freeway, our blood cell takes an exit onto the smaller, local roads. This is the neighborhood delivery route, and this is where all the real work, the most important exchanges, actually happen. These tiny little roads are called capillaries. They are by far the smallest and most common blood vessels, and they form this dense, web-like network inside every single tissue in your body. This is the final stop for our cargo. And the secret to how they work is it's mind-blowing. Their walls are incredibly thin, get this, only a single cell thick. This super delicate design is what allows oxygen and nutrients to just effortlessly pass from the blood into the cells, while waste products get picked up for the return journey. It is the body's ultimate curbside delivery and pickup service. So, the delivery is complete. Now it's time for the long journey home, all the way back to the heart. And this trip, well, it has its own unique challenge: very low pressure and the constant downward pull of gravity. The return highways are the veins. Their job is to carry all that deoxygenated blood back toward the heart. But they're facing a huge problem. By this point, that powerful push from the heart's initial pump has almost completely faded away. So this raises a really critical question, right? With almost no pressure left and with gravity pulling everything down, how on earth does blood from your feet make that long climb all the way back up to your chest?
Well, the body has this absolutely ingenious system for it called the skeletal muscle pump. It works in 3 simple but brilliant steps. First, whenever you move, your leg muscles contract and they squeeze the veins that are embedded inside them. Second, this squeezing action pushes the blood upward, little by little. And third, and this is the master stroke, tiny one-way valves inside the veins snap shut right behind the blood, which prevents it from ever falling back down. It's basically a muscle-powered elevator system. So clever. You know, this quote from the source material really just ties it all together perfectly. It is a highway system, one that's designed for quick, efficient, and totally life-sustaining travel, from the heart to every single region of the body and right back again. It's a perfect, continuous loop. It's just incredible to think that this entire highway system is working flawlessly, second by second, for our whole lives. From those high-pressure freeways to the tiny delivery routes and that clever trip back up against gravity. So I'll leave you with this to think about. What do you think is the most critical part of that entire journey? Is it the powerful pump, the resilient arteries, or maybe that delicate, all-important exchange in the capillaries? It's a pretty incredible system. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.